Good afternoon. It's Melissa, Mother Lover for Life, 100%, coming to you from underneath the pine trees here at the park. I hope all of you are focusing on something positive today in your life and enjoying this weekend. It's been a beautiful weekend. Hopefully, all your powers come back on and all that good stuff. Today I'll be doing the Sacred Path cards again, and I'll be choosing the Four Directions spread out of this book. And it's a tarot deck and book of teachings based on Native American tradition. 260 and some tribes collaborated to do this book and these tarot card deck. And it's been a very beneficial tool for me. You can buy it online. It is by Harper One, Sacred Path Cards. Jamie Sams helped collaborate to do this book. So um, I really love it. It's been really helpful for this difficult time in my life. It's a good tool. So the Four Directions spread is a spread. It's a broad overview of how you are balancing your shields. So each shield is a basic part of each shield is a part of your basic medicine or makeup that allows you to be who and what you are. In using the term medicine, once again, we are expressing the unique healing properties that every living thing has been endowed with since before the beginning of the physical world. Everything in our universe has potential to be healing rather than harmful. Each flower, bird, tree, person, plant, and cloud has a message that can express something that will allow another creature in nature, if it is wounded or seeking wisdom, to grow and heal. So, to understand what your personal shields are, you need to evaluate your strengths and weaknesses with a cold eye, without letting your ego get in the way. So, I'm just going to show you these are the four directions, and the shields. So to help balance your shields, so basically you have an understanding of what the four directions and how to balance your shields. So the West Shield is 10, and that's Bear, and that's Home of Woman. It's introspection and goals. Oops, somehow I got that one in there by accident. Then there's 11, which is North Shield, the White Buffalo, and that is wisdom and gratitude. And then the East Shield, illumination and clarity, and that has the hawk on it. And then we have 9, that's the South Shield. That is the place of innocence and your inner child. So these are all your shields. So introspection, goals, wisdom, gratitude, illumination and clarity, and innocence and inner child. And we each have these. So in order to balance your shields, the Four Directions spread, it basically allows you your medicine and makeup to be who and what you are. So basically we each have different healing properties, and we can learn through other things in nature and within ourselves and other creatures and plant life, to understand more about ourselves. And I know that it's been really helpful for me. So the Four Directions spread is a 4-card spread, obviously, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards. I just wanted to show you what the shield cards looked like. And so each lesson is based on a shield. So number 1 is the East, 2nd is the South, and the 3rd is West, and the 4th is North. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the shield cards. And then the layout is in a circular form. I think basically to symbolize the sacred hoop, the circle of life. It's never ending. It just keeps going around and around and around as you complete different spiritual lessons. But it's our job to determine what lessons we are to learn. Otherwise, we just keep repeating the same painful cycles over and over again, which is what I've done in my past. And I hope to discontinue learning those painful cycle lessons, you know, that keep me stuck and from ascending into who I am truly supposed to be. So this is going to help me balance my shields and learn, how to continue balancing my shields through the 4 directions. Yep, got a little bit of wind today at the park. So I just take a few deep breaths. Breathe in that pine air and nature, wind and energy. Ground myself into Mother Nature, Mother Earth, and I call upon the 4 directions and the Earth spirits and my angels and ascended masters, Jesus Christ, Mother Mary Magdalene, Great Spirit and Great Mystery. I ask you to guide this message and help me be a pure light of love, hope, peace, and abundance for myself and others. Thank you. I'm grateful to have found these cards and that someone named Greg got them as a gift for me, and I am grateful that he got those for me. We may have had our differences, but I'm grateful that he got these cards for me. They've been a life-saving tool for me right now. It was a very difficult experience for me to go through, and I'm sure for him as well. So, sometimes we come up against really big life challenges that really challenge the core beliefs of who we are and what we stand for. And that's what happened with that person. And I just ask that Great Mystery continue to remove my, anger and resentment towards myself and other people, and continue to help me walk in beauty and forgiveness of myself and others. None of us are perfect. We all learn as we go. So really there's no need for any of us to get angry at one another. Sometimes we just make stupid choices for one reason or another. It really doesn't matter. Either way, it leads to pain on both sides, so I'd like to avoid that much if at all possible. I've had enough pain. I've gained a lot of insight and wisdom through the painful experiences in my life. It's taught me how strong I am and that I can walk through just about anything. My biggest fear came true, and boy oh boy, you just really learn who you are at those times. You don't have spirituality, you'll get it after that. Or hopefully you had it before. Okay, so the East card expresses the spiritual door you are opening now in your life. The card is the spiritual seed that needs fertile ground and nurturing. How you accept the role of nurturing depends on your present situation and or state of mind. So let's see what the East shield lesson and the door that I'm opening now. It's often been really hard for me to nurture myself or to allow others to nurture me. Because I think a lot of times as human beings, if we don't learn how to nurture ourselves, that isn't taught to us, it can be a very difficult task learning how to self-love and self-nurture. I know that's been one of my greatest lessons, because I think I was always looking, for a mommy or a daddy to nurture me. And, when that didn't go that way in my life, I felt empty inside and had to learn how to nurture myself through self-love and pampering myself sometimes. I'm not really a girly girl, so, painting my nails is one way that I self-nurture. And I'm not really one for sitting around in a bathtub, but then I do that too. I'm not really good at accepting nurturing. I'm trying. I'm getting better at it. So, what did I just get done saying? There we go. Burden basket. Self-reliance. So, it expresses the spiritual door I'm opening in my life now. So I'm learning that I have a right to self-reliance. That really the only person I can depend on is myself and Great Mystery and Great Spirit and the spiritual realm. And I know that. And I know that whoever is vibrating on the same vibration as me, Great Mystery and Great Spirit will send them in my direction. And I will automatically resonate with the person and know that they are on the sacred path as well. And I can know that I will be self-reliant, and I will not deny them their ability to be self-reliant in their own life. That's difficult, because I think as a caregiver, I always wanted to help other people too much. And then I rob them of their self-reliance. I think it's just a bad habit that I picked up through the conditioning of my, growing up in the family I did. I don't use it as an excuse. I just try to correct my own behavior. So how you accept the role of nurturing depends on your present situation. So, burden basket carries my grief and gives me the strength to go on. Burden basket reminds me not to take my burdens into others' homes. Burden basket sings to me when the winter is long, reminding me of a summer's heat bringing warmth to ancient bones. So, even though I don't have a home structure of my own, I try not to take my burdens or my woes or, the things that are going on in my life right now and expecting, giving all my problems to somebody and saying, hey, can you fix that for me? Save me, because ultimately no one can save you other than you, and you relying in something spiritual to keep you pushing through. And continue to rely on myself and the knowing that I have been given and the wisdom I have been given throughout this lifetime to help me keep my head up and keep, stepping. Keep stepping. Just don't lay down. Don't quit. Don't quit 5 minutes before your miracle happens, right? So usually when the shit completely hits the fan, your burdens are right around, the burdens are, if you can get through that shit, then usually your blessing's right around that corner. And I guess it's kind of like Great Mystery's little bait for you. Like, come here, you want that? Well, you got to rely on yourself and your spiritual gifts and the knowing that I've given you and your self-reliance and your ability to know your own answers. So that's a good lesson for me, to continue growing my spiritual seed that needs fertile ground through nurturing myself and being around others that are nurturing to me. And there is a reciprocation of nurturing. They nurture me, I nurture them, and there's no burnout because we're both, or whoever I am with is also a nurturing, loving person, and they've also been through the struggle, the strain, and the strife, similar to me, and so they can understand my pain and where it comes from. And I think that's what I'm being more drawn to, is more nurturing, loving people, because that's the vibration that I'm in. Not all the time, I still get pissed or my resentments want to creep up and whatever, but because I'm human, and then I just say, okay, take that away. I don't know why it's coming in my mind, but, make it go away, God. Great Mystery. good spirits. So this just says personal balance brings the self-reliance we need to be in the present time, because all I have is the now. The past is gone. I might have, disheartening feelings about some of the choices that I made in the past, but I can't go back and undo those, and all I have is right now. So kicking myself in the ass over the shitty things or choices I've made in the past isn't going to get me anywhere, but more beat down and, back on drugs and on the streets and, doing stupid shit and letting people abuse me and abusing myself and, that kind of fun stuff. So that's not where I want to go back to today. If you are carrying a burden basket today, this card is telling you to pull from your inner strength and become self-reliant. You can conquer the world when you let go of the burdens by trusting your ability to find your own answers. Problems cease being burdens when solutions are found. The burden basket teaches us not to drop our woes at the door of another. Relying on ourselves and the connection to great mystery teaches us to stretch into our potential. So, in all cases, we only carry the burdens we wish to carry. If it makes you feel good or important to have so much to handle, we might need to take a look at ideas of self-importance. The reminder is that we are all self-reliant and must use our own talents to find our own solutions. The best answer is one shared equally by all travelers on the sacred path. And that's very true. So the South card expresses where your faith should be placed or where a loss of faith could have caused you to feel weak. You must determine which application touches the child within you. That child knows the truth due to its faith and innocence. And so the faith and innocence and the purity that I have in my inner child, that inner girl, had been very, very wounded. But when I allow her to feel free and loved and I nurture her, she comes out in her purest form and is no longer that wounded child. And I'm grateful for that today because a lot of times I can fall back into that wounded child energy because of some of the things that have happened in my past. With childhood sex abuse and physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. Was part of my past conditioning. It's really hard to unlearn all those unhealthy behaviors that, you unconsciously picked up through growing up in a family that, didn't know how to cope with childhood molestation. I can't imagine what my parents went through, but I could only understand that as a mother. Now that I'm a mother, I realize how hard it is to be a parent and, protect your children. So the child knows the truth due to its faith and innocence. So this expresses where your faith should be placed. So Kokopelli, fertility. 14. So I do feel like I am in fertility. I do feel like Kokopelli is playing his magical flute for me. When I feel free and dance and sing and laugh and feel light, I feel like that is when Kokopelli is playing his flute, and I'm paying attention to the joy and beauty in my life. And I just feel free to be myself. I'm uninhibited. And I let that child, let it all hang out. Kokopelli, play for me, so my heart may sing. Magic flute of mystery, fruitful dreams you bring. Song of Atslan, fertile fire, canyons of my mind. Sacred union, heart to heart, speaks of the divine. So Kokopelli was a proud Toltec who came from Aztlan, from deep in the heart of Mexico. So lots of legends and stories were told about Kokopelli. All stories agree that one thing he played an Indian flute, and his music was said to bring fertility to the land, to the people. His trade routes We're from southern Mexico to southern regions of Colorado and are marked with petroglyphs of a humpback flute player. His life was colorfully told around many a campfire, and his praises were sung in many a kiva. If Kokopelli has lured you with his magical flute, it is time to listen to his song. This song is one of fertility. You are being asked to use your talents to create fertility in some area of your life. If things have been slow moving, Kokopelli's song is saying that whatever you intend to plant at this time will be very productive for you. Planting seeds for the future takes effort on your part, so now is the time to use your skill and resources to make use of this magic. If you have a project to begin or an idea to develop, the time couldn't be better. Shift away from any old limiting ideas and move forward. The time is now and the power is you. And I know that. I am harnessing my own internal knowing and power, relying on Great Mystery and Great Spirit to guide me. And I may not have a lot of money or a home at this time right now, but Mother Nature is my home, and that's where my heart is, and that's when I feel most free. And I know that what I'm doing right now is coming from my heart. I'm sharing this experience with all of you. Even though I might, some people might disagree with what I'm doing, or don't believe in my story or the miracles that have happened along the way. None of that really matters. I know that what I'm doing is productive. It's helping me grow in my life and grow in love and spirit and joy, and I'm abundant in my heart. And if that helps with financial things, fine. But if it doesn't, that's cool too. I just know that this is going to guide me to something better in my life, and I have a knowing of that. And I'm grateful that Kokopelli is luring me with his flute, and I do feel like I'm planting seeds for my future. And I feel very positive about that today. So I'm grateful for that, because, the child knows the truth due to its faith and innocence. I put my faith in things that I shouldn't have put my faith in. And we're only human, and humans will fail, just as I will. My friends have. My lovers have failed, my family has failed, I've failed, and until I could see myself in each one of them, I could not continue to go on and grow. I just stayed stuck in self-pity or resentment and anger. And that's not a fun place to be in. The West card represents how to find the inward answer that introspection brings. To reach our goals, we must seek our own truths as to what we desire, how we plan to fulfill that desire, and what our purpose is in meeting the goal. The West card gives you the tool that may assist in finding those truths. So, talking stick, viewpoints, and options. So sometimes I've been hard-headed, stubborn, and didn't want to open my eyes to other people's viewpoints and options. I think just because I know what works for me, and some people want to ram shit down your throat that, doesn't work for me. And sometimes people act like they know everything, and they don't. And so then my brain just shuts off, and then I'm like, stick it up your ass, because I don't want to hear it anymore. So, I don't know, those kind of personalities just, don't win me over. I like coming to my own viewpoints and knowing and knowing what my options are through being guided. Everybody has their moment to speak, and I'll more than gladly listen to somebody, for a short time, unless they have something really interesting that I want to listen to. My time is just as precious as everybody else's. That's what I finally realized. Talking stick remind me of each sacred point of view, complete within the circle of the sacred hoop. The talking stick is a tool used in Native American tradition when a council's called. So basically, don't interrupt people and be an asshole. The talking stick teaches us that each of us to honor the sacred point of view of every living creature. In counsel, if we listen to the wisdom and teaching of others, we can then broaden our understanding and relate in a new manner to others. It has been said that the great wheel of life has many spokes and that each of us will stand on every spoke at one time or another. The lessons we learn on each spoke bring us closer to the wholeness of harmony. Disdain for those who have not learned these lessons will not serve in bringing harmony. And that's true. Disdain for myself or to disdain for others. So I think that's why I usually try not to tell people I hate them. And usually I will tell them that I love them and that I really, dislike or hate that behavior. It's not rubbing me the right way, but I don't like some of my own behaviors. And if I get to the point where they can't change or I can't change and we're locking horns, it doesn't do anybody any good to just keep going back and forth over things. So sometimes I just have to go away and love people from a distance, and, until I come into some sort of knowing, or they do, and then we're able to come back together and work in harmony. So the talking stick reminds us of the validity of other viewpoints and teaches us how to listen and apply what we hear. We are being reminded not to interrupt others who are imparting wisdom. We are taught through listening that life has millions of options and answers to any dilemma. If the talking sticks appeared in your spread, you are probably not allowing yourself any options in your present situation or have become too stuck on one idea to see any further than your self-created tunnel. Open up and listen to the opportunities that talking stick says are coming your way. Remember, all life signals and or options are available to those who will hear. You are being given an opportunity to grow through an alternative route. Use this gift now. So, I am growing through an alternative route, and it may not be the way everybody else thinks that it should be, but this is the way that it's going. And, having disdain for what's going on in my life, or not enjoying the beauty of this experience and what I'm gaining from it, isn't going to make those miracles happen in my life. What's going to make those miracles happen in my life is continue to have a positive attitude, discerning who's worthy of my time, and what viewpoints and options I feel like can impart wisdom on me. And so sometimes I seek those out in YouTube videos, or, around the, couple friends that I still hang out with. My circle is very small, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes that's what you got to do to restructure your life. And it's very hard. So, the next card is the North card, and expresses the wisdom you will gain if you follow a true course and apply the knowledge of the other three cards. The North is also the place of the elders, gratitude, and healing. The North card may be a tool you may use for seeking personal healing and or for discovering what blessings you should give thanks for. So, this is my truth. Unity and wholeness achieved. The whirling rainbow. I do feel like I'm in union. I do feel like I have wholeness within my heart, my sacred heart, and within my mind, body, and spirit. And I feel whole, but I am only filled up by Great Mystery and Great Spirit because I am filling my own cup through self-knowing and introspection and looking within inside me for what my truth is. It's the only way that I can be happy. I cannot seek happiness outside of myself because I have to have it within first before I can have that on the outside. If I do not have happiness on the inside, there's no way in hell I'm going to get it on the outside. It's an inside job. You can only bleed the happiness out of somebody for so long before they run dry too. If they're stupid enough to stay around long enough for you to bleed them dry. I've been there too. And I've probably been the one to bleed a couple other people dry. Whirling rainbow, giver of life, through your cleansing rains, uniting all colors, the children of earth will walk in peace again. Whirling rainbow prophecy, your warriors now arise, sisters and brothers in harmony, your light is in their eyes. Whirling rainbow, touch our hearts, we will surely fly, never lonely or apart, our whirling colors in the sky. The Navajo and Hopi To the Navajo and Hopi, the swirling, whirling rainbow woman is the bringer of friendly rains that nurture the three sisters' corn, squash, and beans during the summer so that the people will be fed. Many times an image of the whirling rainbow is created in sand painting, an ancient sacred healing art performed by the medicine clans of those nations. The whirling rainbow woman comes from all four directions and curves, covering all directions. The outside of the sacred circle is protected by another whirling rainbow woman, bending her body in the space below, creating a cup shape to catch the rain and protect the circle. Without the rain, the three sisters would die, and the people will not be fed. The whirling rainbow is a promise of peace among all nations and all people. The rainbow race stresses equality, opposes the idea of a superior race that would control or conquer all races. The rainbow race brings peace through the understanding that all races are one. The unity of all colors and all creeds working together for the good of the whole is the idea that is embodied in the whirling rainbow. If the whirling rainbow has appeared, you are being asked to remove any type of discord in your life in order to grow. Don't feed the negativity. Look at any lesson being presented at this time, learn from them, then focus your attention on creating new beauty and abundance in your life. Do not allow yourself to be caught in the quicksand of petty tyrants. A true worthy opponent will present lessons to make you grow beyond any high drama and into a sense of unity with the self. Other petty tyrants are not worthy of your attention or your energy. You need not take on any issues of others when the discord is due to their lack of unity within themselves. Encircle any discord with a whirling rainbow of peace and consider the unity that you have with Great Mystery. When you keep your eye on the goal and your feet on the sacred path of beauty, remember that any challenges to unity are equal to your ability to overcome them. So that's a beautiful lesson for me today, to remember to walk in beauty and stay on the sacred path, and know that Great Mystery and Great Spirit walk with me hand in hand, and that I don't have to get involved with the petty tyrants. I don't need that in my life, and I would rather walk in unity. And I can overcome all of my obstacles if I continue to stay balanced within and, seek my divine nature within nature, out in nature, grounding myself to Mother Earth and nurturing myself and being around loving, nurturing people, that there is an equal give and receive amongst, those relationships in my life. That's what keeps me healthy, and that gives me purpose for my life, just as doing these videos and reaching out to you gives purpose to my life, and the